My daughter Claire started dating a security guard. They dated for 3 weeks, and then she decided to end the relationship, and that's when the stalking started.
My sister had been married for 22 years to this man. She told me that the abuse, she could no longer handle abuse. She'd kept that secret from the family for 22 years.
My sister, Gerda, she'd been married for about 25 years, and throughout that period she suffered incredibly.
My sister told me that she would have to leave this relationship, that the abuse had just become too much. We got an injunction with power of arrest. Now, threats continued, and my sister was in no doubt that these were death threats.
He would text her up to 50 times a day, declaring his love for her, and he was in total denial that they'd even split up. One day she was walking home after her day at work. Again he followed her, and she turned around and said, "If you don't leave me alone, I'll report you." He turned to Claire, went very close to her face, and he said, "If you report me, I will kill you." He appeared again on the outskirts of Harvey Nichols outside the store, and eventually he was arrested. And that was the last time that Claire ever saw him.
The suffering itself wasn't something that was too apparent or was well known through to the rest of the family. It's one of the problems is that someone actually feels shame in wanting to leave their partner. She was regularly beaten, she was controlled, manipulated, and that ended in her making that decision on that cold evening to walk outside into her annex, put a rope around her neck and hang herself.
And I remember Judy saying to me, "Frank, I just want to remind you that Alan is coming for me." 10 days after she told me that, Alan turned up on the drive. William came outside and was shot twice on the doorstep. Alan murdered his own son. 16 minutes later, Alan broke into the house and then murdered my sister. Straight away afterwards, it appears, he then killed himself.
On the 13th of September, he walked into the store, he crept up behind her, and he put the gun up and he shot my daughter in the head 4 times, and then turned the gun on himself.
A few of us that did start to understand what was going on didn't recognise that the services that are available to victims of domestic violence, such as Refuge, provide.
Every one of us can do something to help Refuge. They're involved in a petition to government to raise awareness of the danger of domestic abuse.
Just click the buttons on this petition. Imagine the government receive hundreds of thousands, millions of these petitions.
There's the Avon Empowerment Necklace, and this is a small way that we can all show our support and our determination that things must change.
This necklace is a sign of remembrance, but very importantly, it's also a signal of you giving your support. Imagine if loads of people were wearing this necklace, how fantastic that would look.
The cost of that is absolutely minimal, but the contributions that you will make through your donations and buying that product will allow us to continue to fight for this cause.
Refuge have put a poster on their website which you can easily download. Why don't you take it into a doctor's surgery? Why don't you take it into a library?
This is offering support for victims, and it's providing answers for family and friends when they really don't know how to help.
Download the posters, buy the necklace, wear the necklace, click the petition. Do you know, it's not a lot to do, but together it's a phenomenal output, and all we actually have to do to let domestic abuse continue is nothing.